There are players who rise quietly. There are players who climb, step by step, under the radar. And then there is Victoria Mboko, a teenage sensation who didn't just arrive on the tennis stage, she stormed it. Her journey is not just about tennis, it's about resilience, identity, destiny, and the power of a dream born in silence that one day roared across the world. Charlotte, North Carolina, August 26, 2006. A baby girl is born to Congolese parents chasing a better life, her name Victoria. But the story doesn't stay in America for long. When Victoria is just months old, her family moved to Toronto, Canada. A new home, a new beginning. Life wasn't glamorous, but it was full of something more important, belief. Her parents, Cyprian and Godi, knew the value of sacrifice. They worked, they saved, and they made sure their children understood one thing: dreams are not negotiable. Victoria was the youngest of 4. All her siblings played tennis, and like any little sister, she wanted to follow. At 3 years old, a racket almost bigger than her body in her tiny hands, she started hitting balls on the court. And soon, it was clear. She wasn't just another kid swinging for fun. She had something else, a rhythm, a presence, a hunger. The junior circuit is where futures are built, and Victoria climbed it fast. She wasn't just playing matches, she was winning. Her game, explosive. Her mindset, ruthless. Coaches saw it, opponents felt it. She had the tools to go far. By her teens, she had climbed to number 6 in the world junior rankings, and the trophies started stacking up. At 15, she was in junior Grand Slam finals in doubles, Australian Open and Wimbledon, alongside Kayla Cross. The whispers started. This kid could be the next big thing. But then came the moment that almost broke her. A knee injury in 2022. For a rising player, that's a nightmare. Weeks off, then months, rehab, doubt creeping in. Will I ever be the same? But Victoria is not wired to quit. She learned patience. She learned grit. And when she came back stronger. 2025. The year that turned her life into a movie. It started quietly, on the ITF circuit, far from the bright lights, on courts that barely get a camera. But Victoria turned those courts into her kingdom. 5 ITF titles, a 22-match winning streak. And she didn't just win, she dominated. Straight sets, ruthless efficiency. Then came her first big step onto the WTA stage. The Miami Open, a wild card, an underdog. But Victoria shocked the world, beating Camila Osorio for her first WTA win, then pushing Paula Badosa, one of the tour's toughest, to 3 sets. The world started noticing, but this was just the beginning. Montreal, the Canadian Open, a WTA 1000 event, one of the biggest stages outside the Grand Slams. Victoria enters as a wild card, ranked number 85. Nobody expects her to last the week. And then, the fairy tale begins. Round after round, she slays giants. Sofia Kenin, Coco Gauff, Elena Rybakina, champions, stars. One by one, they fall. The semifinal against Rybakina, down match point. The crowd holding its breath. Victoria digs deep, saves it, wins. The city explodes. And then, the final. Naomi Osaka, a global superstar, 4-time Grand Slam champion, the ultimate test. First set, Osaka destroys her, 6-2. The dream looks over, but Victoria refuses to break. She fights back. Second set, 6-4. Then the third, 6-1. A teenager just beat one of the game's greatest to win her first WTA 1000 title. On home soil, in front of a roaring Canadian crowd. She collapses to her knees, tears, joy, history. Overnight, Victoria goes from a promising prospect to the face of Canadian tennis. From world number 85 to inside the top 25. Media headlines scream her name. Vogue calls her the future of the sport. Brands line up. The US Open looms, and for the first time she enters a Grand Slam as a genuine contender. But fame is a double-edged sword. Pressure builds, every move is watched, every loss dissected. And, for a teenager, that's a storm few can handle. But Victoria smiles through it. She says the same thing every time. I believe anything is possible. Victoria's just 19. She has climbed mountains most never reach. But the road ahead is long, and tennis is unforgiving. Will she sustain the magic? Will injuries stay away? Will the world's expectations crush her or fuel her? What we know is this: Victoria has already written a chapter that will echo through Canadian sports history. A chapter about resilience, about fighting when the odds say no, about a little girl from Toronto with Congolese roots who dared to dream and turned that dream into glory. And this is just the beginning. Some stories take a lifetime to unfold. Some, like Victoria's, take a single summer to ignite a legend. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos.